sticky, sticky mud. Get ready to put the main up. Got a catamaran behind me and a bunch of other boats ahead of me. So I'm just kind of hanging out here and until I can figure out where we're going and get at least one of the sails up. And once the catamaran makes its way around, I'll spin around and get in the wind. Okay, go ahead. It's probably because the reef lines are all kind of a knot. Our wind? Like what's our angle?
Our angle is going to be broad reach. Passing under overhead cables. 27 meters it says on the chart. So we do fit comfortably underneath them, even though I dare any sailor with a tall, high aspect ratio mast to sail under power lines and not have some sort of puckering effect. Oh, right there. God, it hurts my soul to watch. Yeah, breeze on.
Labrador Lakes is like the calm before the storm.
Yeah, you worried about what happens next?
Yeah.
A little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, we even reefed in the Jenny with a wind picked up consistent over 15. I mean, by all rights, we could take a single tuck in the main too. My only thought is I've got about 30 seconds here. I'm going to fall off from the wind a bit and things should mellow out, get a little more civilized from there. This is nice, huh? Well, that's where we're going, in that little gap behind this island. A really short sail today. We really made about 8 miles, but I mean, yesterday after a 24-hour sail, then we get in and we go get fuel, water, groceries, showers, laundry, and so I think we can forgive ourselves for having a short day of sailing today. You know, catch up on some rest and relaxation. Okay, let's let her drop. I checked the sonar on the way in, and the water temperature set a balmy 76 degrees. And by New England standards, that's like tropical. So we're definitely going for a swim. Morgan's ready. I'm ready. Boozy's staying dry. Hear those birdies, Moozy? Let's go give them a hard time. What do you got there, miss?
Beach peas.
Yeah, let's gather some. Eat them. Hey Morgan, what you making there?
Breakfast burritos.
Breakfast burritos. That's my actual favorite breakfast. I'm pumped. It's gonna be a good day.
Going to be good.
Yeah. I was gonna share with you a big mistake that I made last night. So after playing ashore, playing on the beach, I was trying to find Moozy, and I was walking through this freshwater bog, and I scared up an epic mosquito cloud. They came out in plumes, and they covered Morgan and Moozy and I, and then we hopped in the dinghy and rowed back to the boat, and then we told them where we were, and all night we were just harassed by mosquitoes. And this is coming from, you know, we came from Georgetown, Maine, a place pretty infamous for its mosquito clouds, and this was bad. We've got this mosquito net that goes over our companionway hatch, and there are so many mosquitoes on there. You can hear it and see it hum and vibrate with a thick mat of mosquitoes. And then, you know, they find their way into the cracks. I don't know how they get in, but they get in. And then we've got another mosquito net protecting us in our V-berth here. And, you know, that was getting pretty mosquito-y. They're on all the port light screens. I mean, we had a bit of a rough night. I mean, we didn't get that mosquito cloud in our bunk, thank goodness. We just had a few buzzers, but I don't know, they harass you. They get into your ears and zzz, and then they freaking vampires. They're nature's dirty needles. I hate mosquitoes. And this place, full of mosquitoes. You can hear the terns making a ruckus. I think Moozy's done a pretty good job keeping them off the boat. It is hot. It's 9:30 in the morning and over 90 degrees. Very, very little wind. Really humid, all sweaty. Looking forward to getting this boat moving and hoping the wind picks up a little bit. I mean, for some sailing, but also, I mean, this is gonna be a scorcher. It's a hot day. So damn hot, I changed my shirt. You see, this morning I put on shore clothes because our plan for the day is just to motor or sail like 10 miles to a place that Morgan and I picked out. It's got a restaurant, and we're not trying to be in too big a hurry on these lakes because you can just burn right through it if you got, I mean, it's a big lake, but if you start making these like 50-mile days, then you'll just be at the end of the lake, and that's that. So we're taking our time, short jumps, getting ready to get underway right now. Got Morgan getting ready the mainsail. I'm getting ready the wash down hose so we can haul this anchor up. So Morgan asked for the centerboard be halfway down, but I think that might just have to wait. We've got a kitty cat getting a snack right in front of the centerboard winch. Ready, let's go for it. Well, there's wind out here. It's blowing between 10 and 15 knots. We set the sails, full sail, and but I don't know if you can hear in the background, the engine's on. I was just about to turn it off, and Morgan reminded me the fridge could use a cool down. Makes sense. It's hot as hell today, and the fridge could probably use a little help from the engine-driven sea frost compressor. So we're gonna run the engine probably another half an hour. It's a bummer because we're sailing good, but we still gotta listen to that engine hum. But oh well, we gotta do what we gotta do to keep the milk from spoiling. Freestyle. 6.8 knots. Yeah, we're gonna reef that jib in a little bit, reduce some of our heeling angle. Yeah, probably for me. I'll round her up. No, you're good. Your green is fine. I got your tack on though. Yeah. Okay. What does it look like? Yeah, blowing a strong 15 knots with a single reef in the main and a little reef in the Genoa. I mean, we're still cruising at 6.5 knots, but the reef is nice. It reduces the heeling angle, makes it more comfortable, safer sail, and you don't really lose out anything in speed. It's just better. You know, they say, the old saying is, if you've thought about reefing, you probably should have already reefed. So it's working for us. Morgan's taking a trick at the helm. How you doing, baby? How's you sailing?
Good.
You good?
Don't fight.
How fast we going?
Right now 5.8, but we were going 7.
Wow.
Maybe because me.
You lost a knot?
Close hold. We were close reaching. We were close reaching earlier. Now it's kind of like getting close hold. So. But our sails aren't really trimmed fully for a close haul. They're not trimmed really that correctly right now, anyway.
Well, why don't you say, Adam, go trim those sails?
But I don't really want more yield.
Two reefs in the main, still making 6 knots. We're approaching Bira Strait Bridge and sailing to like 7 knots. We'll slow down a little bit in the last few seconds, but coming in hot. It's a bit confusing, and I'll show you when you get a little closer to it, but I'm looking at a defunct railroad swing bridge that is permanently open, and then a drawbridge right behind it. Now, I couldn't tell right away which one was first or second, but it's becoming more clear. Well, we struck our sails and we're motoring in, making our approach to Baddeck. So that's our plan C. Problem is with the anchorage we have picked out as plan B is it's about 7.5 miles right against the wind and, you know, beating the weather. We're gonna get in pretty late. So Baddeck is right here. Let's just drop the hook here. Yeah, I'm satisfied with how that anchor held. We're looking for a total of about 180 to 200 feet. Morgan and I are getting ready to go ashore in Baddeck. It's a rainy day, putting on some bean boots. Bean boots and shorts kind of day. And what are we even doing there? Oh, I've got to do some computer stuff, got to do some errands. And I'm really looking forward to the Alexander Graham Bell Museum. Now let's play a game. When I say Alexander Graham Bell, what comes to mind? Telephone, of course. I've never been to the museum. I have a feeling that the telephone's only going to be a little piece of this inventor's story. I don't know anything about it, but I'm looking forward to learning a bunch about Alexander Graham Bell today. How about you, honey? You pumped?
Yeah.
Yeah, you look pumped. All right, let's do this thing. Let's go play in the rain. Our Honda engine is out of commission, out of order for the moment, so we're ordering parts and have them sent on to a later port, pick them up later on this voyage. So in the meantime, we're rowing around our dinghy like our great-grandparents would have. Alexander Graham Bell, Alexander Graham Bell. You ever notice how some people in history get their middle names remembered? See traumeri out in the harbor. So I knew I learned something about the life of Alexander Graham Bell, not just telephone. I kind of had my suspicions, but so the things I learned was his real passion was working with the deaf. He was a professor at the Boston School of the Deaf and was working to better the communication for those folks. I really liked he had this glove with letters on it, so that deaf people could spell out what they were trying to say with the letter glove. And then also he a big contributor to the early aircraft and the hydrofoil boats. Back in 1909, he had the world's fastest boat. I don't know if 1909, I have terrible dates, maybe it's 1914. Whatever. He made a hydrofoil boat that was flying at that time. Nobody thought a boat could go faster than 100 kilometers an hour. He got one to go 114 kilometers an hour using hydrofoil technology. Big fan of kites, like triangles. Tetrahedrons to be more specific. And you know what, so everybody knows him for the telephone, but he was more proud of his invention of the wireless communication device using sunbeams to communicate with a receiver a ways off. That never gained popularity because it didn't work when the clouds are out, but he was pumped that he could send wireless communications before anybody else. Did that not happen?
That wasn't him, that was his associate.
We all give the credit to Alexander Graham Bell when it's really some associate that sent communications through sunbeams.
It was like his relative.
Oh, his relative, his cousin?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Well, the more you know. Baddeck Lakes has been so much fun. Flat, bass sailing. We've had anchorages to ourselves, and then we've also popped into Baddeck, more of a tourist destination. And I got to learn all about Alexander Graham Bell. And but you know what? All good things must come to an end. Tomorrow we're going to sail through the Great Baddeck Channel out to meet back with the Atlantic Ocean and do some ocean sailing. We're not leaving Nova Scotia just yet. We've got one more stop we want to make. It's called the Highlands. It's in the very northern part of Cape Breton Island. And there's going to be some mountain biking there and some trails. So really looking forward to that. And so tomorrow, back to the ocean.